Lot's escape from a bad city. The Lord appeared to Abraham by the oaks of Mamre, as he was sitting at the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day, and, as he looked up, 3 men stood there before him. As soon as he saw them, he ran from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed to the ground and said, "Sirs, if you are willing to do me a favor, do not, I beg of you, pass by your servant. Since you have come to your servant, let a little water be brought, that you may wash your feet, and lie down under the tree. And let me bring some food, that you may refresh yourselves, afterwards you may go on your way." They replied, "Do as you have said." So Abraham hurried to Sarah's tent and said, "Make ready quickly 4 measures of fine flour, knead it, and make bread." Abraham also ran to the herd, and took a calf that was tender and good, and gave it to the servant, and he prepared it quickly. Then Abraham took butter and milk, with the calf which he had prepared, and served them, and he waited on them under the tree, while they ate. Then they said to him, "Where is your wife?" He said, "There, within the tent." One of them said, "I will surely return to you about 9 months from now, and then, Sarah your wife shall have a son." And Abraham went along with them to start them on their way. The Lord said, "The complaint has come that the people of Sodom and Gomorrah have committed great and terrible sins. I will go down and see whether they have done exactly as the complaint comes to me, and if they have not, I will know." Then the men turned from there and looked off in the direction of Sodom. Then Abraham drew near to the Lord and said, "Will you sweep away the good with the bad? Suppose there are within the city 50 people who are good. Will you sweep away and not spare the place for the 50 good who are in it? Far be it from thee to do this, to slay the good with the bad, and that the good should be treated as the bad, far be it from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just?" The Lord said, "If I find in the city of Sodom 50 who are good, I will spare the whole place for their sake." Abraham answered, "I have dared to speak to the Lord, even though I am but dust and ashes. Suppose there be 5 lacking of the 50 good. Will you sweep away of all the city for lack of 5? The Lord said, "I will not sweep it away, if I find 45 there." Then Abraham spoke to him again, and said, "Suppose 40 are found there?" He replied, "For the sake of 40 I will not do it." Then Abraham said, "Oh, let not the Lord be angry, but let me speak. Suppose 30 are found there?" He answered, "I will not do it, if I find 30 there." Then Abraham said, "You see that I have dared to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there?" He replied, "For the sake of 20 I will not destroy it." Then Abraham said, "Oh, let not the Lord be angry, but let me speak just once more. Suppose 10 are found there?" And he said, "For the sake of the 10 I will not destroy it." Then the Lord went his way, and Abraham returned home. 2 angels in human form came to Sodom in the evening, as Lot was sitting at the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose up to meet them, and he bowed with his face to the earth and said, "Sirs, turn aside, I beg of you, into your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet. Then you can rise up early and go on your way." They said, "No, we will spend the night in the street." But he urged them so strongly that they went with him and entered his house. And he made a feast for them and baked bread made without yeast, and they ate. But before they had lain down, the people of Sodom, both young and old, all the people from every quarter, surrounded the house. And they called out to Lot, "Where are the men who came into you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may do to them what we desire." Then Lot went out to them at the entrance of his house, but he shut the door after him. And he said, "I beg of you, my friends, do not do what is wrong. Do nothing to these men, for they have come under the shadow of my roof." But they replied, "Stand back, or we will treat you worse than them." And they pressed hard against Lot and advanced to break the door. But the men reached out and pulled Lot to them into the house and shut the door. Then they struck the men who were at the door of the house, both small and great, with blindness, so that they grew tired of searching for the door. Then the men said to Lot, "Have you anyone else here? Bring your sons-in-law, your sons, and daughters, and whoever you have in the city out of this place, for we are about to destroy it, because great complaint concerning the people has come to the Lord and he has sent us to destroy it." So Lot went out and said to his sons-in-law, "Up, go out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city." But his sons-in-law thought he was only joking. When the dawn appeared, the angels urged Lot, saying, "Get up, take your wife and your 2 daughters that you may not be swept away in the punishment of the city." When he hesitated, the men took him by the hand and led him and his wife and his 2 daughters outside the city, for the Lord was merciful to him. When they had brought them outside, they said, "Run for your life, do not look behind you nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the hills, that you may not be swept away." But Lot said to them, "Oh, sirs, not so. See, your servant has found favor with you, and you have shown great mercy to me in saving my life. I cannot escape to the hills, lest some evil overtake me, and I die. See now, this town is near enough to run to, and it is small. Oh, let me escape there, and my life will be saved." The Lord said to him, "I have also granted you this favor, in that I will not destroy the town of which you have spoken. Make haste, escape to it, for I can do nothing until you arrive there." The sun had risen, when Lot came to Zoar. Then the Lord caused burning stones and fire from heaven to rain upon Sodom and Gomorrah, and he destroyed those cities and all the plain, with all the people who lived in it and all that grew on the ground. But Lot's wife, who was following him, looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. Early in the morning Abraham rose and went to the place where he had stood before the Lord, and as he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and all the flat land, he saw the smoke of the land going up as the smoke of a furnace. I am love.